And then there were two. We have made it, ladies and gentlemen, to the national title game here on Monday night. Welcome to Layup Lines, the college basketball betting show here on the Bandwagon Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, DaRock, and I'm going to be breaking down this UConn-Purdue game. It's the final layup lines here of the 2024 NCAA basketball season. But don't you worry, there will be layup lines coming for the NBA playoffs. There's going to be NHL playoffs videos coming soon. MLB regular season's going. So there's going to be plenty of content here on the channel. So I don't love doing this, but you guys have been doing a great job supporting the channel. So make sure to drop a like on the video. Like and subscribe. I don't want to be one of those people, but it does really help me. Any support is very greatly appreciated. So we're going to get into it here. This UConn-Purdue national title game. But first, I have to touch on what's probably the biggest news of the night. John Calipari is going from Kentucky to Arkansas, an in-conference move for probably one of the greatest head coaches currently in the game. And it is crazy. 3 weeks ago now, Jack Golke upsets Kentucky, leads Oakland over them, and all of a sudden there's all these rumblings. Cal, is it time to let him go? Is he done? Has his run finally passed him by? And who would have thought the man that has turned down the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Los Angeles Lakers, UCLA, he takes a job in conference to Arkansas after Arkansas's coach Eric Musselman left for USC. That move I very much get. To go from Fayetteville, Arkansas to Los Angeles, California, that makes a lot of sense for me. To go in conference from Lexington, Kentucky, one of the greatest basketball programs of all time, to go from that to Arkansas. I know Arkansas has been on the rise because of what Musselman's built the past couple years. Not a great year for them this year. But that, I don't know, to me that makes Ed Cooley going to Georgetown and, Chris Beard going to Texas seem like nothing. I just don't understand it. That seems like very much a step back for me. I know Kentucky fans wanted Cal gone, so I guess maybe it's a bit of a win-win for both sides. He is supposedly going to have a pretty good NIL budget. And that's really just kind of what's changed college basketball here. For the better, for the worse, whatever your opinion is, I personally think it's kind of better. You're seeing it here. Coaches can kind of jump ship whenever. Why should guys not be able to jump ship? So crazy news. I can't believe it. It's something, like I said, if you would have told me 2 years ago this was going to happen, honestly, if you told me a year ago that Coach Cal would go from being the Kentucky coach to the Arkansas coach, I wouldn't have believed you. So that's crazy. That's why you gotta love sports, man. You never know what's gonna happen. So now let's get into these games. We're gonna get into Saturday's games. I'm gonna recap them first. So we'll start off here. Purdue knocks off NC State 63-50. End of the run here for the Cinderellas. NC State 11 seeds are now 0-6 in the tournament all time. And I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of what I saw coming. Zach Edey just had a super dominant game. 20 points, 12 rebounds, proved why he's the National Player of the Year for the second straight year. DJ Burns, he finally met his match. Only 4 or 10 from the field, 8 points. All the NC State starters were held to under double digits except for DJ Horn. He's been a heck of a run for him. Heck of a run for this NC State team. But even Horn didn't really have a great day shooting. 8 of 21, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. So this is a game Purdue led the whole time. NC State never had a lead in this game. It was kind of close the first couple minutes, but Purdue really just kind of put their foot down. Fletcher Lawyer and Jones with big games, 14 points for Lance Jones, 11 points for Fletcher Lawyer. That's really what's been the difference for Purdue this year. They've had the guard play, they've gotten good guard play, they've gotten shot making from guys other than Zach Edey. It has not all had to been on Edey, and that's been huge. So, they're just kind of a juggernaut. It's kind of what I saw coming. My video I made last Sunday, I did pick NC State to cover. That didn't happen. I didn't end up betting it. It was kind of one of those, I don't love Purdue, so I didn't feel great betting Purdue spread. I didn't want to cheer for them to win big. I didn't want this to be a close game. I did end up betting on Purdue, just on the money line, parlaying that with the UConn game. So it paid off. I won money. It went pretty well. But they've been a top 3 team in the college basketball ranks all season, the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm excited to see them in this game. I was a bit of a hater last week when Duke lost. I was like, I don't even like these teams. I don't like UConn. I don't like Purdue. But this is gonna be a great game because let's touch on that UConn game here. They win 86-72, and this was a game. This was not a UConn blowout, even though the final score says it was. With 12:04 was when UConn hit a shot. or they hit some. So at 12:44 is when Grant Nelson tied the game for Alabama at 56. From that point on, the rest of the game, UConn outscores Alabama 29-16. They cruise to an 86-72 win. Get that covered for me pretty easily, so I appreciate that. I mean, UConn they can do it all, man. Caravan with 14 points. Klingon with 18 points. Stephon Castle leading scorer, 21 points. Going 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 7 of 13 from the field as a whole. Tristan Newton and Cam Spencer also both just in double digits, hitting big shots. Spencer was 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. So, I mean, they're just so 1 through 5, such a good team. And, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, it was a close game, and the score's still a blowout. They still covered easily. Like, they're so dominant. Grant Nelson still did have 19 points, 7 of 16. Noah Pringle, not a great game for him, only 2 points. Mark Sears, he's been the scorer for them all year for the Crimson Tide. 24 points, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Good game from him. And, I mean, this was still a heck of a run from Alabama. They were not a team I was high on. I think even in my bracket I tweeted out here, let me look at it right here. I believe I had Alabama losing in the first round. Yeah, I did. Like, I honestly thought Alabama could lose to Charleston. I didn't really think they were going to go much lower. I think most brackets I either had them losing the first round or the second round. Maybe I had 1 or 2 where they made it to the Sweet 16 Elite 8. But a heck of a run from them. But they just ran to this buzzsaw of UConn. I mean, the Huskies are just so stinking good. I'm sorry. There's a couple other things I want to say about this game. But yeah, I mean, just it was 4-point game at half. It was a very close game. I was really I was like, shoot, they're not going to get this cover. Alabama might win outright. And it just turned into never mind. They covered. They won the game. It just really wasn't, not that it wasn't close, but that's what they do. They just put their foot down at the end. They shot 40% from beyond the arc. Alabama shot 47%. That's what's been, was good for the Crimson Tide all year, but UConn was able to just battle right there with them. They did end up shooting better from the field as a whole, 50%. Also grabbed more rebounds. So they're just such a dominant team. They have good bigs. They have good guards. There's a reason they're defending national champions, and it's going to be a good game on Monday night. So let's get into it here. Monday night, 9:20 tip-off Eastern on TBS. The national title game, we have 2 1 seeds, just like we did in the women's game today. We have the defending national champions, the UConn Huskies, 36-3. Like I said, led by that big man Donovan Klingon, but also great guards in Spencer and Newton. And then you have Purdue, Zach Edey, back-to-back National Player of the Year. The second time now, both times that a team has lost to a 16 seed, they've now been in the national title game the following year. UConn, obviously, in the national title game last year, they're 5-0 national title games, never lost. Purdue, first trip to the national title game since 1969 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor at the time, knocked off the Boilermakers back in 69. And I mean, like I was saying, these are 2 of the best 3 teams in college basketball all year. It was UConn, it was Purdue, and it was Houston. I was hoping it would be Houston against UConn in this spot. That's what I had in a lot of my brackets, a lot of my predictions. I would have been going home with money either way with both my futures I have. I only have one on UConn, so I might be a little biased here, but I think I like the Huskies to win the game and cover that 6.5. Like I was just mentioning in that semifinal game, just all year, they've just been able to just kind of step on teams. I did not think they were going to cover. Thought they might even lose, and then just the second half, they had it. I do just kind of overall like their team better. I think Zach Edey probably is a little bit better than Donovan Klingon. But I do like their guards, while Purdue's guards, like I mentioned, have stepped up this year. I think UConn does have the better guard play. I think they're the better team. Dan Hurley, he's going to try to get them motivated. He's going to say, we weren't even the top headline day. A new coach was a headline over us. He's been trying to say they've been doubted all year. I disagree with that, but then again, I'm also college basketball sicko. I'm taking in college basketball content every day. I'm watching them. I know how good this UConn team is. Purdue, another team, trying to say they're hated on. They lost to a 16 seed last year. Everyone clowned on them. Even I really didn't believe. I thought, if there's a 1 seed that's not going to make the Final Four, it's going to be these Purdue Boilermakers. They were the team that I had, losing most likely. And, they've shut me and the haters up. I don't think they're effing winners yet, like Zach Edey said. We'll have to see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. They'll win it all tomorrow. But like I said, I'm going with the Huskies. 6.5 is what it opened. Some books now have, it opened at 7.5. It's been bet down to 6.5. My apologies. ESPN BPI gives UConn 54% chance to win. Take that with what you will. That's not always super accurate. Total in this game, 145.5. I could see this being a bit of a defensive game. Maybe UConn wins like a 70-63, something like that. So what does that put you at, like 1/3? No, that puts me at 133. Okay, so UConn scoring around like 70-75 points and covering, just going like slightly under that. I think that's a really good total there. I'd probably go slightly under, just like I said. I think they're a pretty good defensive team. But I would say my main play here is going to be UConn -6.5. I think they bring home their second straight national champion. We have the first back-to-back national champion in college basketball since the Florida Gators in 2006, 2007. And man, what a great game it should be. I'm fired up for it. If you're fired up for it, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe down below. I really appreciate everyone supporting me so far this college basketball season. It's really meant a lot to me. I've had a lot of people like recently like talking to, just be like, oh, I watch your video, or like they'll send me pictures like watching it. So that really means a lot to me. I appreciate, it took me a while to like get the confidence to do this, and now that having people that's really supportive, it means a lot. So I'm going to keep doing it, even though college basketball, like I said, NBA, NHL, MLB, I just love sports. I love ball. I love talking ball. So if you love talking ball, comment your picks down below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Spotify, 5 stars, follow the show. I really appreciate every part of support that I get. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.